本では異世界転生の書物などが人気らしく、すぐにこちらの意図を理解してくれるからだ。一時の熱気は薄れたとはいえ、まだまだ異世界ものはブーム。
Sure. I don't know why Isekai Anime became so popular, but I definitely know the anime that made Isekai Anime popular was Sword Art Online. Virtual reality games and entrapment within a game, mixed in with a lot of harem, is already a pretty old plot. The reason Sword Art Online became popular was that it was born in a good period. A lot of people that just began to watch anime thought that this topic was new and began to introduce this anime to their friends. The second peak of Isekai Anime is
it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon?
Of course it's wrong, you idiot! Now, let me review the thing I mentioned in my previous video on how to make a popular anime. First, recreation. Check. Controversy. Check. Waifu character. S+. High quality in the first few episodes? Check. And the last one. A long and unique title. Perfectly matches. And the last peak, of course, is ReZero. Now, I just need to do a little complaint to most Isekai anime. The way they transfer to another world is similar. The places they go is similar. I'm just getting bored talking about this. Summarize my point. Can you at least give me some unique and new ideas? Unique means different from others, not like, haha, I transferred to a new world, I have a smartphone. I also transferred to another world, but I also have a smartphone. Hey, you can't just plagiarize my ideas. Never, because I've downloaded The Art of War on my smartphone. Jesus Christ, what a bunch of idiots. The reason why those isekai anime are boring is because those light novel writers don't even research about what isekai is in the first place. This brings us to the highschoolprodigies anime, which I'm not going to pronounce the whole name because goddammit that shit is way too long. The story begins in a middle century European town. For the plot, these godlike high school students give mayonnaise to these villagers, and because it was the first time these villagers ever saw mayonnaise, they admire these goddamn high school students like a god. Seriously? The first time mayonnaise was invented was in 18th century Europe, and they already have all the ingredients needed to make mayonnaise. Why are they still shocked about this? Not only this, since the first episode, I felt an awkwardness while watching this anime. A high school student becoming a prime minister? A businessman? A doctor? Okay, sorry, you guys are obviously in the wrong place. Hope Speak Academy is welcoming you all. It was especially awkward at the end of the first episode when the guy said, "If we were to give it our all, we could end up ruining this world." God, that was the cringiest thing I ever heard in my life. How can these godlike students die from a plane crash? I thought this was the most awkward moment in an anime, but since my last video, I knew the truth never followed my ideals. In the next episode, the first boss appears. I thought those challenger ranked high schoolers could easily defeat the boss, like in all anime, but they don't. Instead, this obese monster just ruined the village and kidnapped the elf. Then, I thought those characters would save the elf, but the only thing they do is wait and endure it. Alright guys, let's review what he said in the last episode.
The fact is, if we aren't careful in how we use our powers, we might very well end up destroying this world.
When our dear Japanese Prime Minister tried to use his nails to cut his hands, our dear Asuna, oh my bad, our dear elf is cleaning her body and serving that fat pig to protect the safety of all the villagers. When she decides to give her body to that pig, the pig gets pushed back by some magic force from the elf. It looks like magic in isekai anime depends on your face to decide when it can be used. When the elf almost gets the R word, her teammates finally come to that place where that beer-bellied bastard lived. Those goddamn legendary main characters try-harded against those insect soldiers, but when it came to the big boss, they only needed a rubber bullet? Okay, now I understand this anime's logic. On one hand, they play borderline hentai and very ecchi scenes to attract viewers, and on the other hand, they are afraid of being banned, so they just limit these scenes. For the main characters, they speak like they're very powerful people, but according to their behavior, they're just a bunch of proper children in kindergarten. In the next episode, the first strong enemy appears. To defeat this enemy, they need to use a missile to attack him. Then what happens next is probably the most classified scene of this anime. The swordswoman used her leg to control the direction of the missile, and when she reaches the boss, she uses a Hasagi to cut the fire and beat the boss. After all that, and the missile was only used as a speed boost, the most stupidest part of this anime is not the foolish plot, but the awkward character design. This anime let me know that the people who study how to be a doctor, businessman, politics, or engineer can be angry at the same time. In some way, this is kind of legendary. Now, let's introduce these characters in order. After she comes to this world, she invents a cell phone, a missile, and cars. Let me tell you honestly, if you got 100 professional physicists transferred to a new world with no technological support, They can't even make a screw.
彼女の名は一条葵。高校生にして世界最高の剣豪である。
Although using a sword to cut a bear is possible in real life, this can only be based on certain situations and requires a lot of strength. The anime clearly expresses this too dramatically. This is not a game, this is an isekai.
彼女の名は神崎ケイネ。高校生にして世界最高の医者である。
This character is sponsored by a certain magical index. In the third episode, the village chief gets fatally injured.
左側肋骨5番から10番まで全開、腹部裂傷、大腸断裂、横隔膜から下は大体全部飛び出していて、出血性ショックで昏倒、停止から3分弱というところかしら。OK。これなら問題ないですわ。
Everyone prepares funeral and don't let him die in my hospital. So, the doctor prepares for surgery. First off, the doctor uses... And now time stops, and the tools are floating. Look everyone, she's using the surgery tool in the wrong way to teach kids that this isn't the way to do it. After surgery, she gives a butterfly knot as a gift. Through a villager sacrifice, she teaches other villagers something you shouldn't do in surgery. You should put your hair in a bun to prevent anything weird going to the patient's body. And after discovering a patient with major injuries, you should explain to the audience how hard this injury is to show how much hard work the doctor needs for the patient, even though the patient might only have a few seconds left to live. That's right, don't disinfect your hands before touching a patient's body and infect him, and try to make the whole goddamn town infected. Yeah, and you know what? Add more service objects to add in for the doctor's revenue. For those who are studying to become a doctor, this is a perfect example for them.
彼の名は真田正人。高校生にして世界最高の実業家である。彼の名は御子神司。高校生にして世界最高の政治家である。
To be honest, I really see an anime that combines business and political factors successfully. But these two... I feel a little guilty about these anime characters because I feel a little disappointed as well. Everything these two characters did is based on their teammates' great power. In this entire anime, the only thing I can remember about the Prime Minister is his awkward speech in the beginning and his long nails. On the other hand, the only reason the businessman can be so successful is due to the ninja relaying news to him as well as protecting him. If without anyone protecting them, they are nothing but weak characters. But because they have someone protecting them, they are more arrogant than anyone else.
彼の名はプリンス暁。高校生にして世界最高のマジシャンである。
Now, I know that the author probably thought that he created too many female characters, and too many male characters are protected by these female characters. Therefore, he adds a male character that's a magician. But this is also the most conflicted part of this anime. In Naruto, the reason those ninjas are able to fly is because of ninjutsu. In Harry Potter, the reason those people can fly as well is because of magic. But when this guy is flying, making the Statue of Liberty disappear, as well as separating his head from his body, all without using any technology, well, I guess the author is too lazy to think about the reasons how he can fly. If I was the author, I would probably say, oh yeah, he's hanging from a plane with strings to fly. Or he uses optical camouflage technology to hide the Statue of Liberty. Although these sound a bit weird, at least it's better than not explaining anything. It honestly feels like the author didn't consider anything and just searched up the Guinness World Record and wrote a novel for fun. Now, don't get me wrong, my favorite type of anime is Isekai Anime. They have a very low bar when it comes to standards, but if those authors really wanted to create one, they can be more interesting than any other anime. That's because Isekai means another world. The author can create an entirely new world by himself. Any settings and any new things should just be considered into details, just like in ReZero, using a very common Isekai template. But they gave the main character a unique ability. Or like loghorizon, through a lot of game settings and reality settings mixed together can combine to make a very fresh game in a world. Another good example is Beastars. Although this is not a regular isekai anime, and they play a wolf and a rabbit as the main characters, the author doesn't only show an animal on the surface. They have both animal and human features. This anime also considers what will happen if humans were to disappear and animals take over as the new humans. How will the social system change? This is isekai, a world that should be different from the world we live in. Have something we don't see in our world. On one side, they offer an audience something new, something fresh. And on the other side, be properly logical. But recently, a bunch of isekai anime forgot about this, and forgot those benefits of making a great isekai anime, as well as all the quality being incredibly awful. So this made me think, what would happen if a company invested a lot of money into isekai anime, and a person that really wanted to make one? What would that look like? After talking about many isekai anime, I really want to mention Mushokutensei, which is coming out this year. I haven't felt cardiac arrest after watching a new anime trailer in a long time. The company that is making this anime is a brand new company invested in by White Fox. If this company is lucky, they can probably become the next UFO table, only needing their first high quality fiction to become a popular anime company. And when I just finished this video, I saw someone post this picture. That's right, this picture comes from the High School Prodigies anime, about those female characters being kidnapped and the male characters going into a civil war. Therefore, let's review what they said in the first episode.
だからまあせいぜい気楽に行こう。我々があまり本気を出しすぎるとこの世界を壊してしまうからね。
Alright guys, hope you liked this video. If you do, like it to let me know. And actually, it's better to just subscribe. But if I can get 10 likes or more, I'll publish a video on the guidelines for what to do if you are in an isekai. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.